Cruisers. Hi.
It's
Wow.
white night. White night.
Yeah, well, but everybody's not wearing white, but it's all right. It's all right. You look good anyway.
Well, I'm glad you guys came here to All Access Pass. We got a wonderful guest today. A wonderful
Yes,
guest. And
we
I'm gonna give
do.
Angela the honors to bring this man out here because he's
Thank
gonna knock this
you.
crowd out for 2 shows tonight.
Oh, and I can't
Okay?
wait.
So we got to give him a round of applause when he comes out.
When
all
he
right?
comes out, we know what to do, right? But first, let me just say, doesn't my handsome co-host look amazing? Tony Cornelius. Yes, I've just got to give it to
I
you.
paid her to say that.
He
by
did.
The way. I
Not
said,
much,
always say
but-
something nice about me when you come out. Okay, all right.
Because it's the truth. I'm Angela Stribling, and you know what? Just like Tony said, we're all so excited. We love him so much. He is from the DMV, and we have been loving his music for years. Tony told you what to do. Put your hands together, show him all kinds of love. Johnny Gill. Yes. Oh, my goodness. So happy. Wow.
Johnny in the house. You know they call him Skills. You know they call him Skills, right?
Why they call him
don't tell
Skills?
nobody. He's got to tell you why they call him Skills.
Why they
okay?
call you Skills?
Because everything I just put my hand on, because I'm a musician, I just figure out, look and see an instrument, I'll just pick it up and figure out how to start playing it. So they're like, what don't you play?
That's appropriate.
But I do everything.
Welcome to the Soul Train Cruise.
Oh, truly my honor to be here. I tell you, it's 37 years of being in this business, and I must say, through all the accolades that I've received, Soul Train has always been, will always be near and dear to me, simply because of the great man, your father, who really have paved the way for so many of us. And when many of us wasn't and didn't have a platform, he provided for us to be able to do what we do today. And that's why I'm here today and been able to do what I've been able to do simply because of him. So he deserves a great round of applause, first and foremost. Tony deserves a great round of applause for carrying on and continuing the legacy. And Angela, you're from my home. We homies.
We are
And she's been in
homies.
this game for a long time, and she's still here doing it and it's going strong. She deserves a big round of applause as well.
Thank you
we're
so
gonna have
much.
Johnny host this show.
Johnny,
Johnny's gonna
we
host
love
this show.
him. Do we love Johnny
Forget
Gill?
about you and me.
I'm just saying.
But Johnny, I'm so glad you're here. I mean, you're gonna knock these 2 shows you got out.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna have
This
fun.
audience is really, really excited about you being here.
Are y'all excited? Now, here's what I need y'all to do when I come out, because, I always tell them I want to see some party people in here. I don't want to see y'all sitting in your seats acting like y'all tired and been up too late. None of that. We're going to get it in. We're going to have fun tonight.
Listen, Johnny, I don't know if you know this, but people have been talking about you since I got on this show.
Oh, my goodness.
They're like,
wow.
well, if you introduce me to Johnny Gill, if I can meet Johnny Gill, I'm like, I can't make you any promises, but here he is. Make sure you go to the shows. Now, if I'm not, is this your first Soul Train cruise?
Yeah, this is my very first.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes, absolutely. I'm just so grateful to be here and so honored that I was invited to come. So I'm really looking forward to. I don't know about y'all, but I'm just going to party and have a great time. So.
Yes.
So Johnny, tell us a little bit about your actual start. I mean, in other words, I know you came from the Baptist church. A lot of people don't understand. You have a serious gospel history.
Yeah. My dad was a minister. And y'all know what they say about the PKs, right?
Exactly.
Whatever.
Go on.
Hey, listen, hey. I'm just, hey, that was. Yeah, my dad was a minister, and I grew up singing in church, and I tell you, that's the thing that after 37 years of being in this business, and you go through ups and downs, but that has been the stable and force in my life that has kept me grounded through all the ups and downs. And you'll see through in my concert, I do not shy away from acknowledging and letting y'all know the only reason I stand in front of y'all is nothing but through the grace of God. So
Amen.
we can have all the good time, but
Amen.
you're going to know that I know him. So, but yeah, it's been I've been in this game for many years, and my dad, I started out singing gospel, and my whole family, my mom, my brothers, my grandmother, and now cousins and nieces and nephews, everybody. So they're still carrying on, but that's where I got my start, and I think that's where, to me, is probably the best training that you'll ever be able to get, is to go to church and to be able to touch and move people because it's authentic, it's real. There's nothing you can do when you go to church and you have to deal with the congregation and people that can go and can be touched and can be fulfilled by what you do only through the anointing of God. That only comes and is authentic. So I love the fact that that's where I got my training. That's where I still go to, and I still reside when it comes down to my faith is in God. So, yeah, that's where it all started.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
You were gifted with this very mature voice at an early age.
Yeah.
Your voice, I mean, you sounded much older than you are. Has that ever been a hindrance, or has it always been helpful in your career?
It was definitely a problem in the beginning. I think, God bless Henry Allen, that he was the president of Atlantic Cotillion Records. At the age of 15, 16 years of age, I sound like I was an old man. And they were like, okay, what do we do with this kid? This kid sounds like an old man, but he's just a baby. So they were saying, well, just got to let the body catch up with the voice. They had enough patience. He knew what he saw in my gift that God had given me, and they were willing to stand in there and stay in there and keep making great music and great songs, and to watch and allow me to grow and to come full circle to do what I do. So it was truly a blessing. But in the beginning, yeah, it was, because I was influenced by the Stevie Wonders, Luther Vandross, to Teddy Pendergrass, Peebo Bryce, and the list goes on.
Yes.
And those are the people that I was influenced by. But everybody kept saying, this little boy sounds like Teddy, sounds like an old man.
That is hilarious.
Well, I remember Johnny when he came on with Stacey Lattisaw on Soul Train.
Yes, that's right. That's right. I had my Jerry curls kicking off.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Woo, every time I think about my Jerry curls.
Activator.
Well, one of my favorite songs, and I know Angela has her favorite song, is My, My, My. And that knocks me out. My, My knocks me out. But however, moving forward, I remember I was on the 405 freeway in Los Angeles, and I called you when I heard Soul of a Woman.
Yes.
And I'm like, where did that come from? So I need to know how that happened and how that it seemed as if you were reborn with that at some point. I don't know how that happened.
Staying true to what I do is the thing that I find that is important, that when God has a place for you and he has something for you to do, if you stay focused and if you stay obedient, he does what he let him do what he do. And even, like I said, after 37 years of doing this, to have an album, first of all, Game Changer 2, debuted at #1 on Billboard.
Wonderful.
Unbelievable. First single, Soul of a Woman, goes #1. I felt, and it was coming from an honest place, I had the song for a long time and was listening to it for my own listening pleasure. And I'll never forget that was the very first song that I recorded for Game Changer 2 that's out now. And I remember my mom saying, yeah, play that. And I played the song for her, and it was just in the demo stages. My mom kept going, John R. She calls me John R, by the way. We still don't know what the R stands for, but
Yeah, what's the R for?
I said, yes. She goes, play that song again. And I said, Mom, you really like this, huh? She goes, yeah. And then she would start talking about, she said, what that old song say? Ain't nothing like the soul of a woman. And I said, Mom, you really? That's my song. She said, this is going to be special. And I said, really? And so that song was the reason why I released that as the very first single. And it went straight to number one.
That's
Straight
beautiful.
to number one. Mother knows best. Don't you?
Well, you know what? As Tony said, we have our favorites, and I love My, I love Soul of a Woman, but I love that you reunited with one of your New Edition family members.
Yeah.
Got together with Ralph
That's right.
Tresvant. Perfect.
Perfect.
Oh, that is my song. Everybody
Oh,
at WHUR. We
thank
go
you.
nuts.
Wow.
The lyrics, everything.
Yeah, if you listen to Perfect, and then if you listen to Soul of a Woman, what happened is I'm in a place that I want to celebrate women, and I want them to understand and be acknowledged. This is a time that we're in, and when you look at the Me Too movement, you see a number of things that are taking place. This is the time. There's no better time than now, just to remind everyone that a Soul of a Woman is really talking about the strength that so many of us ride on the strength of women that have paved the way, that have done a number of things that have caused us all to be where we are today. And I just wanted to remind women that you guys are so powerful, and that what you guys have done and have accomplished, that many of us ride on your shoulders, from the Oprahs, the list goes on. And then even with Perfect, I feel like when I saw this thing called social media, and you see a lot of people, especially women, trying to keep up with the Instagram models, and and I realized that so many women are getting lost trying to be something and someone that they're not. And I thought that this song, Perfect, was a song that really talks and speaks to women about understanding to accept your imperfections. That's what makes you who you are. And I'm not against doing lips injections and doing the makeup and doing whatever you want to do to enhance what you have. But if you're going through the process of doing something because you're unhappy with yourself and think that that's going to make you better, what I'm just trying to tell you is stop, take a look, learn to love yourself, embrace your imperfections, and understand that this is who God made you.
Yes.
So I just thought it was a powerful
That's
message.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for that song.
Yes.
You know, John, and a lot of people also were very interested in your experiences with New Edition as well.
Yeah.
Was that, can you give us some insight on what that experience was like with working with the guys?
With New Edition?
Exactly.
You know, when you're working with a group, and I said this just recently, the thing that I think that was a part of my journey that I believe that was part of God's destiny is the fact that I started out as a solo artist. And having an opportunity to work with a group is like working on being involved on a basketball team or a football team. What we've learned, what you learn is that you have to work as a team. And that brings balance. Bring balance in life. Nobody, myself, to all of us that are sitting up here, you don't become successful, though we could be out front, by yourself. You know, it takes a lot of people. I mean, for me with records, there was somebody who has to, especially starting back during the day, back in the days, printing up, dealing with the vinyls, dealing with the CDs. Somebody's got to take those trucks to take them to the store. Somebody goes to the radio station that has to play the songs in order for people, and you guys, I consider the jury, in order for you guys to hear it, to say I like it or I don't like it. But at the end of the day, when it's successful, everybody looks at the guy at the forefront. But the reality is that it takes a number of people and things that you don't see that makes us all successful, and we all have to appreciate that. So with being in a group, I learned that it's about learning how to be a teamwork, recognizing that that's what it takes to get deep into the playoffs. I was grateful that I still had my solo career. I was obligated to Motown with Gerald Busby to still record as a solo artist. So it allowed me to never feel like I need to express myself and I'm trapped and I'm cornered, so I can't creatively express myself and do some of the things that I want to do. So when I got into the group, I was able to work as a part of one of the members to do whatever my job is that they needed me to do. and it brought great balance to me in life.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. And then you joined another group, LSG. Gerald Levert, Keith Sweat.
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, that. Well, let me tell you, Gerald and Keith. I I was just so fortunate and grateful. Keith decided that he wanted to know what it was like to be in a group, and boy, oh boy, ask him to this day. Be careful what you ask for. Keith used to wrestle and fight with Gerald and I, talking about, yeah, baby, I ain't gonna be doing all them stuff. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't no dancer, baby. I don't do all that.
Now, you know, I know you.
It
I
was
know
fun
you.
while it lasted.
You released this new album, Game Changer 2.
Yeah.
But at the same time, do you ever think you would cut a gospel album? Is there any time that you think you'll cut a gospel album?
That is absolutely something that I'm going to do. I tell you, before Whitney passed away, Whitney Whitney Houston, for you, some of y'all that might be a little. She used to tell me, she said, I'm not talking to you. Because she told me, until you make this gospel record, I'm not talking to you. And she always, I swear to you, every time. And so she said, I will help you. She says, but you know you got to do it. You have to do it. And I said that I definitely want to do that and pay homage to her and to my gospel roots. And that's something I'm absolutely going to do for sure. Absolutely.
That's exciting. That's exciting. You know, a lot of people, a lot of artists feel that to get a Grammy nomination, Grammy Award, you know, any kind of nomination is kind of the highest that you can get, the highest acknowledgement.
Yeah.
You've been nominated twice, at least, for
Yeah.
Grammys.
Yeah.
And you've got Soul Train Awards.
Yeah.
Right?
My
What
most
does
proudest.
that mean to
I
you?
still have them on my mantelpiece, and that's like to me, the greatest. And I look, and let me say, I have nothing against the Soul Train Awards today because I appreciate them, but the ones that I received from Mr. Don Cornelius himself, and they will always have a greater value for the rest of my life.
You know, I can qualify that because, you know, Johnny has a fabulous New Year's Eve party every year, right? And I walk in his house and it's everybody and anybody who's anybody was in there. Okay?
Except
And
us. Well, maybe
I
next year.
I look
Next
toward this wall, with this place where he's got all his different pieces, and I see these Soul Train Awards. And
Yeah.
I mean, my heart warmed like you'd never believe, you
Yeah.
know? So he's telling the truth. He is
Yeah.
telling the truth, you know?
Yep,
So, Johnny, I
means a
really
lot.
appreciate that. I really
Yeah,
do.
thank
know?
you. Well, it means a lot to me, a lot.
That's beautiful.
And I'm talking about, I got nothing against the Grammys or none of that stuff. It's just Soul Train. It's just, yeah, my people. Yeah.
Well, we'll
yeah.
see when he wins a Grammy what happens to those Soul Train Awards, okay? We'll just
Please.
wait.
I feel like Little Richard. They ain't giving me nothing. Shut up. Don't trip. Tie your shoes.
Oh, but they should. I'm kind of feeling an Oscar coming along as well. You know, is that something? I know you've done a little bit. You've done some acting.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
So, you know, the bigger question is, you know, you're great in your music and you're always innovating. You're coming out with new things. What's next for Johnny Gill? What is it that you have on your goal list that you want to accomplish?
Wow. I love my music so much that I enjoy acting and doing some of the other things, but music is my love. That's what I do. And though we look at the industry and see where it is today versus where it was when we first started, I'm not discouraged. I'm hopeful. That's why I decided that I was going to put out Soul of a Woman and still do traditional and just great songs, great music, because there's still people out there that want to just hear great songs, great music. And whether they acknowledge me or not, what I recognized is ultimately that when I look at the sales of those records, when I look at the success of what's happening, it speaks for itself to say that my fans, I call you guys my family, the jury, they've spoken, and that's what's most important. So I had to look, because I'm just no different than anyone else. I mean, you always want to be acknowledged and accepted by your peers. But when I walk into a concert hall every night and see the house completely filled, it speaks volumes that a trophy that can sit on your wall in your house, it can collect dust. But when you're dealing with being able to go out here and after 37 years and have a house full of people that still want to hear from you, that says it all. The greatest reward.
I was actually at a concert not long ago in DC. I think it was Bethesda Blues and Jazz. And you
Yes.
sold the place out, and people were screaming the entire time. So I know that has
Yeah,
to
no,
feel
I'm used
so
to
good.
screaming, right? I'll need to hear that tonight.
Screaming,
Don't make me fall
screaming.
asleep. No, I'm just watching.
You know, Johnny, I wanted to ask you about I want to ask you a little bit about the industry today and how you feel about, record producing and things of that nature. Because I know you got a studio at your home. I saw it with my
Yeah.
own eyes.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about what's going on today?
The thing that when I look and think about great music, and I understand that things have changed a lot, but I really believe that it's going to weather the storm. When I think about even R&B right now, it looks like it's making a surge. People don't want to acknowledge me, and I don't want to act like Little Richard and say they ain't never gave me nothing, but they didn't. I started this journey probably 2010 with In the Mood, and I said that looking at where R&B is, I'm going to continue to keep fighting and trying to do what I can to make an impact. And I've put out singles after single after single after single since 2010. We're now in 2020, and we're still here doing it and staying consistent with putting it out to make sure people recognize that we're not going anywhere. Yes.
Yes.
The music industry, to me, when I look at it and put things in perspective, I never imagined in my lifetime that music would be at a point where it wouldn't get the level of respect that it deserves, only simply because music is probably one of the rare form of art that I don't care what happens, where you go in the world, it's universal. I've been all over the world, and people can't speak your language, but yet when you play a song and sing a melody, everybody comes together. It's amazing what music and how powerful music is. And when I watch and I look at the radio stations and I look at all of the new stuff that has come out, which I don't have a problem with social medias, and they're using all of these different things that they measure the audience from 15 to 30 that listens to this. And it's like, I can recall and I believe truly still in my heart that a great song is a great song. A hit is a hit simply because it really, I think that it has something that it kind of connects with everybody. And I feel that when you start looking at the way the industry has gone with radio and all the other stuff, everything is segregated now. Everything has a title. Every song, every type of beat, it's all segregated. And I feel that they've actually diluted what great music is today. And I really, truly hope that at some point in time that we can get back to just when great music, a hit record being a hit record, and I don't care who you are. I've watched social media. I see little babies singing Soul of a Woman. I see adults singing Soul of a Woman. It's just a matter of allowing people and allowing them to be exposed and to see or to hear the great music. But when you start segregating music and saying this is only for this type of audience, this is only for this, I think that they've killed or killing this industry.
Yeah.
We got to get back to the basics. A great song is a great song, and if you see people are reacting, that means it's resonating with people, and we need to allow them and everybody to be able to have that experience.
I love it. I love the way you answer that.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. It's all about the music. My question is, these days, as music is evolving, and like you said, the music is going to be all right. I think so too. And there are a lot of artists who are bringing back old school R&B. Who does Johnny Gill listen to? Are there artists that are out there now that you'd say, okay, I like what they're doing?
I don't listen to none of that garbage I hear. No, stop it.
You are funny.
No, I swear to you, let me tell you, when I hear even my friends that are artists that have been around for a long time talking, and people are always going, I don't understand this music I did, all this noise that they're making. And one thing that I will say is that music is a form of art, and just because simply that painting doesn't work for me does not mean that it's not right. And we need to learn to respect that of others and even the younger generation. I listen to all types of music. Why? Because I'm a musician. I'm inspired. Even new music and the rappers that say some of the craziest stuff that will have you in tears, or you think, what the hell did he just say?
Right.
But I'm inspired by sitting listening and not being closed off and recognizing that I know my lane. I know what I do best. I know what my audience and what my fans want to hear from me. I know what inspires me. So it's important to always stay open and to be inspired, but to never lose the essence of who I am. But to not close myself because certain type of music doesn't register with me, or I can't relate to it, to be able to be as an artist. So I recognize and realize that if nothing else, we should always respect the art form, because it's music is universal. It's so strong and powerful. Like I said, it doesn't just resonate with our generation. It resonates with the world from all levels.
So with that being said, who inspires you? Who inspired you, and
Stevie
who
Wonder.
inspires you today?
Stevie Wonder, Luther Vandross. I love the new cats. I mean, not new because they're my generation, from Joe to the Neos to the list goes on of just a bunch of different artists that I listen to and I enjoy listening to, and trying to find out what is it that people are connecting with and identifying with. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's cool. I like that. I want to be inspired.
Well, I got one quick last question. But you can ask the last one, Angela. I won't give you the last one. But I got to get him to do this. That role that you do, when you do that role that, like Luther, I hate to call it the Luther Vandross
No,
role.
it is the Lulu. I call it the Lulu.
I want the crowd to hear you do that one time. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. I wanted to see if he could still do it.
He said he called it the Lulu.
That's the Lulu. Oh my goodness. Luther was the first person that told me, he said his all-time favorite Johnny Gill song many, many years ago was a song that I did with Stacey Lattisaw on the duet album called Baby It's You. And I said, huh? He said, yeah. I said, why is that your favorite song? He told me, he said, and I was just a kid, he said, the way you painted the picture and told that story, and your phrasing, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing when I did it. I was just singing the song. But I went back and I listened, and then I started becoming conscious of what Luther talked about and the reason why he was one of the greatest storytellers that ever did it, because he began to help me to understand what it was like to paint an empty canvas, to tell the story, the beginning, the middle, and the end. And I took that from that point on to this day, when I'm recording, that I keep in mind as I paint a picture, and recognizing what it takes to tell the story.
Wow.
Yeah.
Keep painting those beautiful, beautiful pictures.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Gill, right?
Johnny Gill, skills.
We're going to let you get ready for the show. Can't wait to check it out tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, that's All Access.